All right, welcome to the Breakdancing News Show, everybody. My name is Greed. So today I'm going to be reacting to about 3 different clips. And the first clip, I'm going to teach you guys how to spot a lie. Now let's watch this person, in their interview. Hold on, watch this.
They entered. It got to the point where sometimes me and Fever would come, just walk into the jam. And Problem Child one time ran up to me and was like, "Yo, Ness, you and Fever entering the battle?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, "Good." He walked away, And there were other times when cats would see me and Fever signing up and they go scratch their name on. You know what I'm saying?
So you and Fever.
That's a lie. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's true. Maybe he had such a big reputation that people would go out there and scratch their name off of the list of the competition to be like, yo, I don't want to compete anymore because they're entering. I'm just be honest, I've never seen no punk shit like that before in my life. Because it's just a competition. It's not even like a real battle. Somebody goes scratch their name off because a bigger name or somebody they thought was like really good entered the jam. That never happened. Not around me. I've never seen it, bro. If anything, if you were really good, people were waiting to battle you. This was their opportunity to actually battle someone better than them with a bigger name without having to call them out in the circles. Because in breaking, it's all about respect, but the most important kind of respect, self-respect. So it would be, I don't know, I think people would feel like they ranked out if they actually did go up there and scratch their name off the list. I'm not saying it didn't happen. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying that if it has happened, it is a rarity. I don't see that happen. I've never met someone who was so good that people were scared to battle against that person in a competition, but whatever. I could be wrong. Maybe people were ducking this fool left and right. Maybe people were up there like, oh my god, here he comes. The guy with all the jewelry on. Oh no. But yeah, let's go on to the next clip. This one was kind of fun. I'm not here talking shit. It's just that a lot of this stuff is kind of funny.
In this new age, everybody's really nice and cordial. You know what I mean? Like, and you see, the difference from back then. It was like we went to a jam, we didn't really talk to anybody else but our crew, and like it was very like we came for war. You know what I mean? We like took it personal, and now it's like they battle so much every weekend that they're all friends. It's like a kumbaya fest, right? Which isn't a bad thing. It's just different.
It's different, yeah.
It's different.
Now, remember when I said that a lot of these Southern California breakdancers? Yeah, remember that story I told where it was Mosquito, Energetic, and what's his name? I forgot his name. Robzilla. How they actually came to the jam. They didn't talk to anybody. We're trying to say hi. They're being dicks. They're sitting off in their own little room. They took over a little mini room, and they just started acting cool. Like we were outside practicing, we were outside breaking, but they did not leave that little ass room. It was just the 3. It's weird. It was like the 3 of these dudes in there in that little room, in the dark ass room, by themselves, not talking to anybody at the jam. That shit made them look like weirdos. I'm sorry. Goofy ass weirdos. That's what I remember thinking. I'm like, these fools are lame, dog. So see, that kind of proves my point that a lot of these fools, it was mostly Southern Cali, from what I remember. They weren't very nice. And also, I would like to say that if you feel something is lacking in the scene today, whether it's them feeling this way or you watching, you realize you can still be a dick if you want. You know that, right? There's no expiration date of being not a very social person. If you want to show up to the jam aggressive, you can still do that. You can still bring that personality and you can still go in there looking for war if you want. But a lot of these cats, they're sponsor chasers, so they don't do that anymore. That's the thing. So whenever people talk about stuff like this, where they miss the days where, nobody was friends and everybody just was on their own thing and it was this, you can still be that person if you want. You don't have to be nice to people. I'm not nice to people that I don't like. There's people, if I show up to the gym and if I don't like you, I'm just not going to talk to you. I'm not going to say hi. I'm not going to bother you either. You know what I mean? But I'm not the kind of person, you're not going to see me like shake everybody's hand there because I don't know everybody. I'm not a breakdancing politician. I'm not looking for a sponsor. There are some people who I refuse to say hi to for personal reasons. So you can still be true to yourself. And if you want to be a dick, go ahead. Do it. But you know what? This younger generation will flame broil you. As nice as some of these youngsters come off, these fools will flame broil you in the circles. This is why these old school dudes, they're nice now. And they're like, hey, what's up, everybody? They want to shake your hands. Because first of all, they want your money. They want you to sign up to a class. That's all it is. They want you to sign up to their class or sign up to their Patreon. So yeah, they're like breakdancing politicians. Like, hey, nice to meet you, man. Hey, those are really cool moves, But deep down inside, they're like, I wish I could still talk shit like I used to. But I'm here to say you can't. You can talk all the shit you want, homie. But you gotta know that you're not gonna get any sponsors and you're not gonna make any friends or connections, not gonna get any jobs if you act mean. So that's all I really wanted to say about this clip.
Like, I don't even gotta see the logo to be like, yo, that's Skills. Yeah. Big shout out to Skills. They hooked me up with these long pants that have knee pads built in, bro. Like, a lot of people think knee pads is a little corny, but at the end of the day, like, when you go through like 2 knee surgeries, like, is it still corny, And you still want to break, you still want to enjoy
I went through 2 knee surgeries, and I'm still not wearing pads, but.
All right, look, let me give you a little bit of advice. I don't really like giving advice too much, but how about this? How about a suggestion? If someone is sponsoring you to make a video to make their product look good, try not to undermine the product. You know what I'm saying? I know we all gotta be these b-boys and we gotta be cool all the time. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I don't use knee pads. I've been through 2 surgeries. I don't use knee pads. Fool, you just undermine the product you're getting paid to promote. That's first off. Second off, the editor for Skillswear, you guys need to get a new editor, because if I was editing that video, I would have cut that part out. The first dude was doing good. The first dude was like, the details and blah, blah. He was bigging up the product, the jacket and the clothing line. He was making it seem like, oh, this is really cool. And then at the very end, Southern fool just, I don't even need new pants. Oh, homie, they're paying you money to promote their product. Don't undermine it. Second of all, the video editor, you need to find a new one, or at least school the dude. Like, hey, do you mind if if some of the people we're paying starts talking shit or making jokes about our product, do you mind cutting them out of the fucking video, dog? And not only that, but the person running this, like, you uploaded that because the editor left that in. You could have sent that clip back. You could be like, hey, homie, like, yeah, that was really cute what he said at the end, to show that he was keeping it real and not corny like knee pads. Maybe you should re-edit that out and I'll upload it later, But no, he didn't even do that. But whatever. If that's how you want your products to be undermined, do what you got to do. But yeah, you're supposed to agree with the other guy. You're supposed to say, yeah, man, you're right, bro. It's this is technology that can help out the culture. That's what you're supposed to say. You're not supposed to prove how tough you are. You've been through 2 surgeries and you don't use knee pads. That means you haven't learned.